prisoner altered the fate of hundreds, but he paid a high price for it. He defeated the Sleeper, destroyed the barrier, but while all the other prisoners escaped, he remained behind in the rubble. It was I who dispatched him against the Sleeper. Now it is I who brings him back from there. He is weak and has forgotten much, but he is alive. He's back. Finally, I've been trying to bring you here for days.
I felt like I spent 3 days lying under a load of rocks.
Well, so you did. Only the magic within your armor kept you alive. But enough of this. You're bound to get all your strength back.
At least we have enough time now. I did it. The Sleeper
has been banned. You vanquished him, so much is true. But it's not within our power to stop the war that ensues now.
You're talking about the orcs?
I am talking about much more terrible creatures. With his final furious scream, the Sleeper has set into movement the armies of darkness. It was an order to all evil creatures, a word of power that they were all bound to obey. His last order was, "Come!" And they came, all of them, even the dragons.
Dragons?
They are creatures of an ancient power. I can sense their presence, even here. And they have gathered an entire army of lowly servant creatures around them.
Where's this army now?
The army is camped not far from here, in the Valley of Mines near Corinus, and they're getting ready to attack. We do not have much time left.
Well, then let's hurry to get out of here.
If we flee now, then it's only to face the dragons later. With the help of the soldiers and the magicians who live around here, we can stop them before their army is completely formed. We're not going to get a better chance.
What can we do?
This time we cannot handle it by ourselves. Only the power of Innos will help us against these dragons. A group of paladins is stationed in the city of Corinus, not far from here. They possess a powerful artifact which could help us to defeat the dragons. They call it the Eye of Innos. You need to get hold of this artifact. Tell the paladins about the threat. You must convince their leader to support us.
What exactly is the Eye of Innos?
It's an amulet. Legend has it that Innos himself was poured part of his power into this amulet. It will restore some of your lost strength and help us defeat the dragons. It also has some other hidden powers. I shall tell you more about that once the amulet is yours.
Why would the paladins give me the Eye of Innos?
Because you are the one who is destined to wear it.
How can you claim to know that?
There are a number of reasons. The most important being, you have defeated the Sleeper. If you weren't a favorite of the gods, you'd be dead by now.
Let's assume you're right and I'm destined to bear the Eye of Innos. How would the paladins know that's true?
The eye itself chooses the one who may wear it. Once you get hold of it and put it on, the paladins cannot doubt your words any longer.
How can I get to the city?
Just follow the path from here through the mountains. The city is large. You cannot miss it, but watch out. The path to town is not without dangers, and you aren't nearly as strong as you once were.
I need weapons.
I can only give you whatever little I have here. Look around in my tower. Anything that looks useful to you, you can have.
I'll be on my way as fast as I can.
Good. And one more thing. Don't tell anyone that you've talked to me. Above all, don't tell any magician. Since I have gone into exile, the Circle of Fire has taken me for dead, and that's a good thing.
What with? Nothing there. Nothing to be had there. Nothing to be had there.
Hey, where do you come from?
I've come from the mountains.
Exactly, you come from the mountains, and that is bad for you. Very bad. They're looking for you, a whole bunch of evil guys. There's someone here you absolutely have to talk to. Follow me.
Maybe later.
There won't be a later for you, pal.
Nothing there.
I love this shit.
Nothing to plunder. Wait a minute.
Who do we have here? You're on your way to the city. Am I not right?
Maybe.
You look like a fugitive. All fugitives are headed for the city. You could even be a former convict for the mining colony. I don't care where you come from, but I believe I have an interesting offer for you.
What do you have to offer?
The way you look, the guards will never let you into the city. I can help you get into the city. I have here a small piece of paper with the royal seal and the governor's signature. A pass. With this scrap of paper in your pocket, you can run about as raggedly as you please, and the guards will leave you alone. Interested?
How will you get into town?
The guards know me. I will simply tell them that I have lost my pass.
Now, keep your paper.
I seem to have misjudged you, huh? Well, do you want something else? Can I interest you in my wares?
Show me your wares.
Take your pick.
Show me your wares.
Take your pick.
I've got to
Suit yourself.
Why are you hanging around on my land? Whose side are you on? The rebelling farmers or the king?
I'm for the peasants.
Ha! That damned warmonger Onar will drag us all into the grave. What do you think? How long will the paladins just stand by? After what Onar has done, the whole city is in an uproar.
I need some sensible clothes.
I can give you clean farmers' work clothes. Can you pay for them then? Well, you could work off part of the price, if you're someone who's looking for work.
How much for the work clothes?
Well, we'll see. 70 gold pieces.
Well, that's still too expensive.
Suit yourself.
What's going on here anyway?
Don't you know what's going on? Boy, where are you from? We're on the edge of a civil war. Up till now, all the farmers looked at the tribute to the city as fair taxation. But since the paladins have come to Corinus, the city guards visit us more and more often. And little by little, they're taking everything. If it goes on like this, soon we won't have anything left for ourselves. Some farmers are starting to rebel. Onar was the first of them.
I'm looking for work.
I can't use another farmhand, but I could offer some work to a day laborer. Well, what I mean is, you can lend a hand in the field. And there are certainly a few other things to do around here. I could pay you with gold, or give you a few decent things to wear. The things are worth a fair bit. I can't give them to you for nothing, but I can sell them to you cheap if you work for me. By the looks of you, I should say, take the clothes. Anyway, the small turnip field next to the barn needs to be harvested.
All right.
Then hurry it up a bit before I change my mind.
Here are your turnips.
Hey, you're not all that worthless after all. Take them to my wife in the house and tell her to cook them.
What about my pay?
I can give you 5 gold pieces, or sell you the clothes cheaper. Well, what's it to be?
Make me a better price for the togs.
Good. I'll give them to you for 10 gold pieces less.
Hey! I've got a few turnips here for you.
Great. That should be enough to fatten those guys up. Since you're here anyway, I saw a traveling trader pass by here a few minutes ago. I think he stopped on his way to town. Go to him and see whether he's got a decent frying pan for me.
Give me the gold, and I'll go see the merchant for you.
Are you saying I can trust you? Just don't spend the money on booze, do you hear?
Here's your frying pan.
Fine. Let's see then whether it's any good.
Can you give me something to eat?
You can come back for more tomorrow.
And how goes the work?
Same as always. Lot to do, not enough money, and with a bit of bad luck, the orcs will come tomorrow and burn down our farm. The king's paladins have occupied the whole city, but I can hardly believe they'll move their butts out here when the orcs attack us.
Can I help you? I'm looking for work.
You know anything about working in the fields?
What is there to know?
In that case, I think we're fine here. Thank you. If you want to work for Lobart as a day laborer, I can only warn you, he pays people like you really miserable.
He offered to sell me some clean clothes cheap if I helped out on the farm.
Well, I don't have anything for you to do, but you can bring me and the boys something to drink. Fetch me a bottle of wine, and I'll tell Lobart you were a real help to us.
Here's your wine.
I'd better not ask where you got her from, huh? Oh, who cares? Well, thanks anyway. Lobart will only hear the best about you.
Hey, you! Have you got anything?
I don't, but you can ask my wife or the boys in the fields. Maybe they need some help.
How much for the work clothes?
Well, we'll see. You've worked the field for me. You helped my wife. Vino says you were a real help to him. And that's saying something. He doesn't usually hold with day laborers. 40 gold pieces.
Give me the work clothes then.
There's a chest in my house where you'll find clean things. But don't even think about taking anything else without asking.
known better.
That's all just gossip.
That's no secret.
I couldn't get away with that.
He would have never thought of that himself.
I used to say that myself.
Nobody wants to know.
That doesn't amaze me.
I've got no time for things like that. Nobody wants to know.
That was obvious.
It had to happen sooner or later.
I never knew that.
I've got no time.
You don't have to tell me that. I'm not touching that.
That's for no his decision, wasn't it?
There.
I'd have done it differently. He thinks it's impossible. And that's the truth.
I'm staying out of it.
I never knew that.
You just have to listen.
beats me.
Same old thing all over.
Halt! Are you one of the hands on Lobart's farm? I never seen you here.
I haven't been with Lobart for long.
What you want in the city?
That's an open secret.
I knew that would be a problem.
Someone's gonna do the work.
But he knew that all along.
That's an open secret.
That's the first I've heard of it.
I need to see the leader of the
Oh, and what important message might that be?
He really didn't deserve that.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
I'm in enough trouble.
The hosts of evil are camped in the Valley of...
In the Valley of Mines.
Says things like that.
You come from there?
I've got my own opinion about that.
That's terrible.
Yes,
You liar. Ah, get...
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Hey, you! What about you? Whose side are you on? Peasants or king?
I'm too close to the city to really have a choice, but I'm glad about that. I wouldn't know how to decide. The king is bleeding us dry, and Onar sets his mercenaries on anyone who won't join him. That's why most of the other farmers are still undecided, but sooner or later they'll have to choose one side or the other.
Have you got any...
I don't, but you can ask my wife.
Wait a minute.
I'm headed for town.
And?
Is there anything interesting you can tell me about the city?
No, but Maleth goes to the city from time to time. Maybe he knows something. I mean, something that would interest you.
Hey, stranger. I saw how you came out of the mountains. You can be glad you didn't come by here 3 weeks ago. We would have taken you for an escaped convict. And we made short work of those. You looked completely done in when you arrived. Well, you look almost human again by now. What do you want here?
I was attacked by bandits in the mountains.
Those filthy rabble. They were probably the same bastards who took one of our sheep last night. You had terrific luck. Most people don't get away alive.
I'm on my way to town.
They might let you in if you tell them what they want to hear.
And that would be...
Well, for example, that you're from Lobart's farm and want to go to the smith in the city.
I see. I need better equipment.
I can imagine. But I tell you right now, we don't have anything to give away. If you can pay for what you want, Lobart will sell you something. Otherwise, go to him and ask him if he has work for you.
Where can I...
Well,
I know the hideout of the...
do you want to attack them? Count me out. It's much too dangerous. Besides, I have to watch over my sheep. But if you think you can get the riffraff off our backs, the whole farm would be very grateful to you. There's another of those scummy beasts. Well done! One dirty beast less!
The farmer sent me.
Come here, damn beast.
There's another one. Well done. One dirty beast less.
I want to see the blacksmith to have some tools repaired.
Oh, and why didn't you say so right away?
I was just curious about how you'd react.
What? Try something like that with me again, and I'll show you how I react to that kind of thing, you stupid yokel. And if you see Lobart, you can tell him he should feed his sheep well. We're coming back to him shortly.
That was just like you said.
Halt, stranger. Our commander, Lord Hagen, has entrusted me with the task of...
You hardly know.
I've got to go.
Wait!
Later.
I knew that would be a problem. That was quite obvious.
That was
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Busper. I craft bows and trade in furs. What brings you to Corinus?
Tell me you didn't know that.
Where did you pick that up?
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. The last one just gave up his job 2 days ago. Do you know anything about...
Well,
I could teach you how to skin animals. I'll pay you well for every skin you bring me.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
I want to start...
Before I take you on, I need to know, of course, whether you're any good at all.
So why won't they listen to me?
What do you want me to do for you?
I will teach you how to skin an animal, and you will bring me, let's say, half a dozen wolf skins. Then I'll know that you have learned your trade. If it doesn't take you forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like.
I already thought as much.
Teach me how to skin animals.
Right. Listen, it's quite easy, really. You take a sharp blade and cut open, bring me the wood.
That's all just gossip.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Show me who...
What can you do about it?
I'm not touching that.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
So great was the wrath of
That was quite obvious.
came across the land and chose the
There's nothing you can do about it.
Beliar spoke to it, and the beast
He really didn't deserve that.
subject. And Beliar
It's a bad
gave
business.
unto it a portion of his divine power.
You mustn't believe everything here.
Destroy the land.
There's nothing you can do about it.
So why won't they listen to me?
Nobody will learn anything from me.
What can I do for you?
That was quite obvious.
What are you selling?
I can offer you everything. I still double hard.
He really didn't deserve that.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Show me your work.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
What do you know?
Since these bastards, it's the last time.
And?
Of course,
I don't believe this is going to change. Can you help me get into the upper court?
What? What are you going to do there?
I've got an important message.
Well, well. Have you tried getting past?
I don't see why I should even try.
You're probably right. I don't know how important your message is, and it's none of my business. But even if you told them that a ship full of orcs just anchored in the harbor because they have their orders.
They didn't deserve that.
Is it really true?
So can you help me get into the upper quarter?
It seems to be really important to you. The question is, how important is it to you?
What are you getting at?
I can help you. After all, I'm one of the most influential, but it'll cost you.
You didn't get that from me.
That doesn't surprise me.
What are you asking for your help?
100 gold pieces.
I agree with you completely.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
That's been known a long time.
That's a whole damn lot.
Take it easy. It isn't your gold I have in mind.
But
In principle, it's my Gritta. The carpenter's niece hasn't paid what she owes me in ages. But the little brat is constantly running around and I'd like to get me.
where can I...
Like I said,
How exactly can you help me?
quite simple. I'll use my influence to see to it that one of the master craftsmen here take as such you.
Where could I sign on as an...
Basically, with any master here on the main street. That would be Howard the Smith, Bospa the Bowmaker, Thorben the Carpenter, or Constantino the Alchemist. One of them is bound to take you on, but it's
Help me sign on...
one thing at a time. First fulfill.
Hey, you, wait. You look familiar to me.
What do you want?
Here, apparently.
No, you've got.
Whatever you say, but if that... I'm straight...
I'm looking...
I could use it. O'Brien will have finished his apprenticeship soon, and then he'll leave the city. Are you good for anything?
If you mean, do I know blacksmith's work?
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later, the orcs are going to lay siege to the city, and then the only men who will count will be... And I won't...
Now that's typical, isn't it?
I'm not a good-for-nothing.
Those are big words. Can you back them up with big deeds?
What are you getting at?
Bring me an orc's weapon. Orcs have been seen near the city. With a bit of luck, you won't have to search for long. If you manage to bring one down, I'll take you on as an apprentice, provided the other masters agree.
Really, how interesting.
You didn't get that from me.
Someone's got to do the work.
I've heard a thing or two.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
Let's talk again about that.
What?
Like you said. Your orc is as good as dead.
Good. Then stop wasting your breath and let your deeds speak for themselves.
That isn't true. Get even worse.
Is it really for a thing or two? I used to say that myself.
I've got the orc weapon you wanted.
Show me. It's been a while since I've had a weapon like this in my hands. I was a soldier back in the Orc War. Those were tough times, I can tell you. I didn't think you could do it. I'm impressed.
I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
It can't go on like this forever.
Someone's got to do the work.
When can I start as your apprentice?
We can really use a man around here who can beat an orc. As far as I'm concerned, you can start here right away. As for the other masters, Thorben says he's never spoken to you. Bosberg tried to talk me out of it. He wants you as an apprentice for himself. He asked me to at least give him the opportunity to interest you in his profession. Take a look at it, Constant, and you need the...
That all along.
These are bad times.
You knew that all along.
These are bad times.
That's all just gossip.
You better shut up.
Is it got my own opinion about that?
That's an open secret.
You find that would be a problem these days. That will never change.
What do you want, Strange? My name is
I've got no time for things like that. I can only wait and see.
Mateo sent me.
He wants his money? What for? The goods. And did you let...
He really should have known better.
Cut it out. Where's the...
But I don't have the...
No idea, you tell me. That's not what I heard much. I couldn't get away with that. You can't do it like it's
Then we'll simply sell a few of your top.
How dare you? Uncouth lout. All right, here, take the gold.
See, that wasn't so hard.
And now will you please leave my house?
more, believe me.
Ah, fresh face. You're not from Corinus, are you? This is not a good time for travelers. What winds of...
I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
What if I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the other masters here?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the gods first. Say, are you a man of faith?
It was just like you said.
That's really not my problem.
Yes, a most humble servant, Master Thorben.
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adenos, and have him give you his blood. He will... Once you...
I knew that would be a problem.
It's a bad business. If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
Don't say you didn't know that.
Here's your 100...
And? Did she call?
None to speak of.
Good.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
Don't worry. I'll keep my part of the bargain. The other...
You listen to the wrong people.
You didn't get that from me.
That's really not my problem.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
That was obvious all along.
Things I can tell you.
Hey, you!
God and us be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vatras. What can I do for you?
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
I may give you my blessing, stranger, but I know nothing about you. Tell me about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to the city.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
A large army is gathering as
dragons?
Zardas, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer? So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus. And will you give me your blessing now?
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country. And you have come to report this to the Paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
But he knew that all along. I couldn't get away with
too
that.
much.
That's the first I've heard of it.
What can I do for you?
He works all day, too. These are bad times.
I've come to get your blessing.
That's good. That's good. Then you will probably want to donate gold.
Actually, I wanted your blessings.
But my son, how else can I...
Really, how interesting. Even worse.
I would tell her everything from now on.
These are things like that.
So, how much does a donation usually run?
Well, that depends on what percentage you want to give, son. Let me see how much you brought. You have more than 100 gold pieces. The Lord says give if you have. The church accepts your generous donation. I bless you in the name of Innos, for he is light and righteousness.
They're working for everybody.
I won't do anything from now on.
And he works all day, too.
He's better fish like that.
That's not what I heard.
Really, how interesting.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
That was no big deal.
It can't go on like this forever.
But so great was the wrath of Beliar that he came across the land and chose the beast. And Beliar spoke to it, and the beast became his subject. And Beliar gave...
Hey, you!
What do you want? There's nothing to be had.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you going to sign up?
I want to sign up with one of the other masters.
You have come to ask my approval? As far as I'm concerned, you can sign up with whoever you like.
And Beliar spoke to another creature, but Adanos brought forth the tide, and the creature was...
Hey!
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
How about your approval, Master?
Has Vatras given you his blessing?
Yes.
And did you also get the blessing of a priest of Innos?
Yes, I did.
Then you shall have my blessing.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
New in the city, huh?
Hey!
What do you want?
When can I start as your...
We can really use a man around here who can beat an orc. As far as I'm concerned, you can start here right away. As for the other masters, Thorben has given you his blessing. Bosper tried to talk me out of it. He wants you as an apprentice for himself. He asked me to at least give him the opportunity to interest you in his profession. Take a look at it. You can always decide afterwards. Unless you don't want his vote, that is. As usual, Constantino doesn't care about anything. He said that as far as he's concerned, you can start wherever you like. And Matteo says you brought him back his gold. Seems to me you're an honorable young man. That means you have the approval of 4 masters. That's enough to be accepted as an apprentice. Are you ready to start your apprenticeship with me?
I'm in.
Good. I'll teach you how to forge a decent sword. Besides,
I want to become stronger.
you've already come back.
I want to be...
You've all come back. There you...
I want to...
Then make some.
Hey, you! Can I buy...
Not really the weapon, but if it...
What can I...
I can sell you some steel bill.
Wait a minute. Teach me.
It's then you...
What with? Hey! What can...
I can sell...
Hey, you!
There...
What with? What with? Hey!
There you are.
Hey, you!
There you are.
I want to sell the...
Good. Give it here. Fine. And he...
That's been known a long time. I'd have gone about it differently.
Where did you pick that up, then?
Nobody will learn anything from me.
These are bad times. Who says things like that?
We can't take care of everything for everybody.
Someone's got to do the work.
Bad business.
Hey!
That's terrible.
Do you really think?
That's not what I
It's
heard.
been known a long time.
Someone's gonna do the work.
No, I'm...
Yeah, that's your...
And it's gonna get even worse.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
It's all along.
Don't tell this to anyone.
But I...
You know,
And he works all
I'd
day
have gone
too.
about it differently.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
That's not what my husband thinks.
I don't believe that.
Forget it.
Who says Not bad. I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
I must be crazy. What are you doing here?
He simply talks too much.
Hey, Lars, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
Someone's got to do the work.
Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony.
I don't believe that.
That was obvious all along.
Why aren't you? But I am. Just not on the farm. You could say I'm our outwit.
Obvious all along.
He simply talks too much.
I'm no better off myself.
Hey! What do you... My name is... Since you're... It's quite a... Show
He
me...
would have thought of that himself.
Who said that?
That doesn't surprise me.
Nobody ever asked me.
Is it really true?
Anything's possible.
That's terrible.
I don't believe it's typical, isn't it?
That's what I heard.
I won't say.
Come back again.